Whew. Right, so I've got coffee on the go. I've got my water. We're ready. We're ready. I've got my mic. We're ready. Hello. Welcome back. Yes, I've had my hair done, and for some reason I look like the kid out of Stuart Little. It's what my mum said. Right, cheers, mum. Yeah, and today it's the 1st of the month, so that means I need to go back over everything that happened the previous month, and I can already tell it's like not the best. At the moment, I'm on a break. I'm on a bit of just not a break, but because I'm still around and I'm still putting up content and I'm still doing stuff and I'm still commenting. I might do another live. It's just I just need to prioritize some of my time onto other things at the moment. That's all. I'm absolutely fine, and I'm still obviously eBay's my job and everything. That's my 9-5, and then everything else is kind of like added on. But I'm just reassessing things, and I'm just kind of rebranding, and hopefully when all things are sorted, I'm gonna have a proper workspace, not this like little corner. And yeah, so things are happening, but they're happening quite slowly. That leads us on to eBay, and these videos I do get like a couple of private messages saying like, oh, it's all very well, but you know, you're not putting in, you know, what you're earning from a... No, I'm not. This is just eBay and how much I'm pulling in, and their guesstimates, like in terms of, you know, I could go through all my bank statements and do a complete 100% accuracy rate when it comes to how much I've actually spent on postage, and it's not including returns rate. I've had 3 or 4 returns this month, small ones luckily. So there was a one that broke, and I claimed back for that, and I got it. How strange. But these are some of my favourites, and there's some of the higher value to mixed ones, and there's some with a story. That's kind of how I try and do it. I've said it last month, but I might just do a low value video and just go through a load of like small value stuff, because I do pick up stuff that are like £1, or like, you know, some of the toys that I pick up for like 20p, they go for like 7.50 to 12 quid, you know, that kind of low value bracket. And usually I throw it up on my Instagram, but obviously I haven't been as active this morning. Anyway, so we're going to get to it. So please acknowledge the caveats. Yeah, and enjoy. Okie dokie. So these are some of the big hitters. These are like the big kind of items that I've sold this month. Start off strong. Anyway, so Nintendo 3DS, got that at the Kaboo recently. I couldn't remember whether I spent 30 or 35 for it, but anyway, it sold for 145. I knew that would go. It was basically brand new. He said the screen still had that, you know, the film on it. Anyhow, yeah, so that was a really good. I almost kept that. But this one on the far right, this is a Dior scarf, and it says that's not a pound sign, that's a euro sign, €3.50, and I got that from Dublin. It was just sat there, and I couldn't believe it. I kind of thought, do they think it's fake? That's why they've only put 350 on, but it's not. It was real. Anyway, yeah, 155, and I got positive feedback, and it sold relatively quickly as well, which I'm really chuffed about. But it was really long and gorge, and yeah, another one I was really tempted to keep for a little bit. Anyway, the little Kenny figure from South Park in the middle, it's got like a plastic film on it. It's like brand new with tags and everything, and it only cost me 50p. I got a bunch of these. They must have been about a dozen for 50p each, and weirdly, and I promise this is the truth, one is just sold this morning, and the other one is being watched by the same buyer, because he sent me 2 separate offers on Depop, so I know it's him who's watching. But yeah, this one's like the rarest one, and look at that, £83 and 81p. That is insane. That's insane, right, for a key ring? Yeah, I also found in Belgium a Misty Hanky, so that's up as well, but that's battered to buggery. But yeah, this one was basically pristine condition, and it was basically brand new. It was yeah, from 1998 as well. I mean, how has it survived? I haven't. Anyhow, yeah, let's move on. So these are items where I've basically taken a bit of a punt on. The far left polo shirt, that was from Burberry, and it was £10, and I don't spend that kind of amount of money, and I'm usually like, no, I'm alright. But I thought, no, it's really nice. I think it was like 3XL. I thought that it's the size that would sell it, and I was right. I did have it up for like 50 odd quid. I think it was like £57 or £58. I put it up at £59.99, and I was reducing it slowly. But I got an offer of £45, and I thought, you know what, just to get rid, fine by me, and then the £3.50 postage on top. But yeah, that's a decent kind of return. I'm happy with that out the door. The grapes, I've got to talk about the grapes. Someone put in a thing and said, you've sold plastic grapes for £56. I was like, no, they're not plastic, they're alabaster. And yeah, these kind of like fruits, or there's loads of different types of fruits that go really well. Grapes are, if they're the really large bunch of grapes, they do quite well. These ones do. I think there's some orangey ones that do really well. But yeah, like display pieces, aren't they? And they put them in like bowls and stuff. But I'll tell you who does use these quite a lot: hotels. Hotels. A friend of mine said, who works for a hotel, said, yeah, we're looking for them all the time. We're also looking for like lampshades and stuff to go with it. So yeah, just don't discount them. But they were a £5, and I was a bit like, will they? Anyway, I checked the weight of them, and they were over a kilogram. But yeah, they went for 50 quid, plus that big chunky postage of £6.99. Yeah, so that's really good. The one on the right, it wasn't really a pun, but I just wanted to show like how bizarre things you can find. This is a Versace top, and yeah, it wasn't in the best condition. It had a tiny nick, like a tiny pinhole in the back from where like the tag had been from like a charity shop, or a top, or you know, that's one of my icks. I hate it when charity shops do that. But I got it for 30p at a jumble sale, and yeah, it sold for £25 plus £3.50 postage. So pretty happy with that. Okay, these are probably my favourites. Or no, these are like some of my favourites, I have to say. The Snoopy was probably my favourite find. It was a giant Snoopy, and yeah, I think I checked, someone actually has sold theirs for like 50 quid. And I've had this on for ages, it's like for over a year, but I only got it for £1. And if you want to know, it's got a metal Snoopy stamp on the foot. And I think it's from the 90s. Yeah, so I'm glad that went, but it did go for, I think it was like £27 or £28. Anyhow, yeah, there's a Horrible Histories bundle here, and it was basically like a battle kind of set, and it had hundreds of figures. I was like, oh, I'm not looking through that, so I just took a picture of it, boom. Anyway, oh yeah, I got it from the car boot, and I said, how much do you want for this? She said, oh, 50p. I was like, okay. I was with my mum as well, so I'm like, proof. And that ended up selling. Bloody cars coming down my road, there's like trucks and everything. Anyhow, yeah, the mug on the right was from the same car boot, that's why they're together. I got it for £1. It's a volcano-y Dunoon mug, and that ended up selling. I did have it up for, I think it was £49.99, and I took an offer of like £43, I think it was. Anyhow, yeah, so £47.80. I like it. Weird Dunoon mugs, the sciencey Dunoon mugs, they go, and I don't know why. I saw the skeleton one ages ago for about the same amount, so yeah, be on the lookout for them. Okay, these are my favourite. Like, this middle one is my favourite. That is a little toy, and it's from Final Fantasy VII, but it's from Dirge of Cerberus, which is a spin-off, and it's not relatively liked, let's put it that way. But I got this from a charity shop for it was this tiny little figure, and then the big figure for £30. The big figure is still up for over 100 quid, but this has paid for it. This tiny little figure has paid for it. Isn't that nuts? So I'm in profit now. So if and when hopefully when that big figure sells, I'm pure profit. The two figures are Disney Descendant dolls. I didn't realise how popular these actually are, but even in this condition, like they're not fully clothed. Like they're missing, like one's missing trousers and one missing boots and stuff. But yeah, it's a bit of a spin-off. It's about the descendants of the villains, the Disney villains. So yeah, I got them for £1 each, and they've sold 23. It was £20 altogether plus £3.50 postage. The jeans on the right, these are just a bog standard All Saints jeans, but I got them from one of those the big bags that I got for like 2 for £5, and these were the first things I pulled out of one. It was bloody All Saints jeans. So I was like, oh, thank you very much. Anyway, yeah, so they've sold. They sold for £15 plus £3.50 postage, and relatively quickly when I got round to actually listing it. Okay, speaking of those bags, the Jack and Jones. I don't sell Jack and Jones. It's too much either. Yeah, I sold this sold. I put it up for £13.50, and I got an offer of £10, which is usually the case, and then £3.50 postage, so it £13.50. But it was from one of those bags. They're probably worth about 10-15p, if that. The other two, they're from Kilo Sales, and they probably cost about £4 each. One is a Wrangler and one is a Gant, and the middle one's the Wrangler. And I'm just shocked about how much bread and butter stuff I pick up from Kilo Sales. Like, there's a video coming where I went to Sheffield and I met the one and only Pipster the Flipster, and we hit 2 Kilo Sales, and we got some cracking stuff. Like, I got quite a lot of bread and butter stuff, but yeah, there was some great stuff there. And it just shows, don't knock Kilo Sales. They are actually they are actually becoming cheaper than charity shops. How's that happening? Okay, it's been a decent month for shoes as well. Those Barber ones, I got them when I was in Wales for a tenner. They were an easy just flip. I put them up for $39.99, got an offer of $30 with £4.50 postage, sold out the door. I was happy with them because they weren't in the best condition, and they were a bit kind of like, there was loads up of that style, and I was like, oh god, I might have overpaid, but still, I'll probably make about 15 quid off them, 15 to 20 quid, so happy with that. Asics in the middle, like bright green. They were just in really good condition. I know I've done like a really weird photograph there, but they were just in really good nick, and I got them from a charity shop in Maxfield, which is notoriously expensive, but for some reason their trainers are pretty decent. And they sold pretty quickly, probably about a month cycle. Now these ones that have stuck around for ages, they are Nike Zooms, and they're purple, and they are size 12. These are mine, that's why I haven't got a price on them. I've had them for about 5 years, and no longer. I think I might have had them for about 10 years. And yeah, there was another pair up, and they wanted something like 80 quid, and I was like, no, you're not going to get 80 quid for them. Anyway, mine were absolutely battered. I put them up for 50, and they've been sat there for ages, absolutely ages. Anyway, they ended up selling out the blue, 50 plus I think it was 50 or 39.50 plus 4.50 postage. I don't know, something like that, but that's inclusive postage. But it's still 50 quid that I didn't have last week, and plus I've got some free room to buy some more trainers. Okay, so this one on the left, it's like just like a throw, but look how 70s that is, 60s, 70s that is. It's just, it's like proper VW camper van style. Yeah, I got that, and it sold pretty quickly, if I'm being honest, within like 2-3 weeks, for $23.80. The book in the middle actually sold quicker. Yeah, I got it for a £5 in a really expensive YMCA near me, and it ended up selling for £28. I think it was it £21. Oh no, was it £23 or £24 plus postage? So yeah, £28 altogether is not bad. There's actually 2 lampshades in this little one. Yeah, I put them up at like multiple listings. So what's it? Anyway, she bought both of them. They were £8 for both of them, and they're exactly the same. Really good nick. Yeah, £54 altogether, which was good because I wanted to get rid of them quickly. Happy with that. Okay, I wanted to end on lampshades because I have been picking up lampshades and selling them forever, and these little ones are some of my favourites because they're just really easy to kind of throw up and package, and for some reason everybody loves them. Yeah, these middle ones, they were like a chintz kind of style, like florally kind of style, but they were really stained, and I put that in the listing. I put it in the title. I put very stained. What's that? And I didn't think they'd go. Anyway, they just sold out of the blue. Yeah, $23.70, bargain. These ones on the right, these were in better condition and they sold for less. But then again, I do what my strategy is usually for these. If I pick them up for dirt cheap, I put them up for $19.99, usually for three, $19.99, and then I accept offers of like 15 quid because they think they're getting an offer. But like, if I put them up for £15, because I think that's worth it for like a fiver of lampshades. If I put them up for 15 quid, I'll get offers of 10, and it's like, no. So I put them up for $19.99, get offers of 15, get exactly what I wanted initially. Yeah, so that's my like strategy. To the left, to the far left, this is a Laura Ashley like drum, big, quite chunky lampshade. And I got it for £1, and I got it in probably the most expensive charity shop. And the manager was like, she looked at it and she was like, oh, who put it at that price? And I was like, I don't know, but it's only £1. Anywho, yeah, so that sold. That actually stuck around for about 2 or 3 months. But I'm happy because it sold for £20 plus £4.80 postage. Yeah, and oh, the return that I got was that it was a return. Well, no, it wasn't a return. It was like basically, this item has broken in transit. I want a refund. So I was like, okay, hold on, let me try and see if I can claim it. Anyway, I went through Packlink, that showed them pictures and everything, sent them, filled out all the forms and everything. They agreed. They refunded me. Ooh, who knew? Yeah, and then they refunded the buyer, obviously. But yeah, that was a lampshade as well. And I've just sold some more lampshades this morning. Faboo. These are like my dailies, my gross kind of like daily kind of what's it, and it's just an absolute roller coaster. It really is. I mean, the first week you can see it's just really bad. I had a no sale day on eBay the first week. That hasn't happened in ages. That's like well over that 18 months. Luckily, I sold on other platforms and I made some more money. So it's like, it's not a complete donut day, but it's like just on eBay it was. But yeah, and then I've only got like what, 2? The light green is my first week. That's like 2 days that I made over £100. Usually when I think that I'm making like a decent day, like part-time to full-time hours, it's usually £50 to £100. That's kind of like my kind of like average gross. Net, that's what I mean, net, it's about part-time hours. So really I want to be making like 150 or 120 to 150 for like full-time minimum wage, and then 150 plus is like gravy. The second week, which is the purple one, had really low days, like the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then look at the Friday, £269 that was, and then on the Saturday was like a £250. That's insane, like back to back. Yeah, I get whiplash from it sometimes, and the average is, as long as I'm making over like £100 a day, I'm making more money than I've ever had at my previous jobs, 9-to-5 jobs. So that's good. But look at on the averages, the first week I only made like £58 per day on eBay. It's caveat, it's just eBay. So yeah, that's not good. And then obviously like the second day was good, the second week was good, the middle week wasn't good. It was like £98, just short. And then the other two, like to be fair, the last week, that peach one, it's only had like 3 days, but that's like the tail end of the month, so it was only like 3 days. And I made over £100 each day. On the final day I made like £209, so it's all right. Yeah, so it's just weird, isn't it, how things like work out. So now I wanted to show you the like just an overview of like my stats and stuff. So I sold on eBay 134 items. My general turnover, my main kind of like turnover without anything being taken off, was £3,186.29. and then I've got my postage, fees, guesstimate postage. The fees eBay show you, so you can work that out. And the cost of item I worked out around £3. It was about £2.75. That's how I worked it out this month, just going over some of my items. Because obviously I get stuff from Car Boots and I get things from Keeler Sales, get them. So my average is usually around £3, £2.50 to £3. That's usually my average. My ASP, my average selling price, is £23.86, which is kind of surprising. And my net profit for this month was on eBay was £1,921.23, which ain't bad. And I usually go to the previous month, and I will show you like the July first, because if I just look, like the difference, like I sold 161 items and I made £3,800, and yeah, my ASP was £23.51. My ASP now is £23.86, so that's gone up, but I've sold like 20 odd items less, and my net profit has gone down £400 from previous month. That's a bit of a whiplash. However, saying that, like I said, my Depop and Vinted, Depop especially, has really surprised me. I think I've made like £200 and odd, £200 to £300 this month on Depop, but my net profit gone down. It's like a whiplash, and I'm like, oof, £400. That's a lot. And then when I figured out, let's have a look at June. In June, I only sold 145 items, and my net profit was 1902, essentially 1,902. That's very similar to August. June and August are very similar. In August it was 1,921. In June it was 1,902. So they're quite similar. Items sold in June 145. Items sold in August 134. So it's only 9. What is it? Oh no, 11. I sold 11 more in June, but my profit is up, and my ASP is up, and my turnover is up. How weird's that? It's weird, isn't it? Okay, so I just wanted to look at this graph, and you can kind of start seeing a trend, like from like February onwards. It's like it goes up, then it goes down, then it goes up, then it goes down, then it goes up, then it goes down. So, but like as it's going up like that, like a gradual incline, which is great because it means I'm making more money essentially. I mean, averaging out is probably averaging around like £2,000 net a month, which is, I mean, I've got a fair bit of bills on top, and then I've got to reinvest a certain amount. I usually invest probably around £500 to £600 a month. It might be a little bit more, but like I've been experimenting with different kind of revenue streams as well, but that's still pretty good. That's everything. That's my eBay for August. And you can start to see a certain trend. It's really helpful to do these certain graphs. By the way, I use Canva. Canva does it, and you can if you put in all of your dailies on there, you can kind of see certain trends and certain things. Like for some reason, Fridays have become my better day. Yet earlier on in the year, Mondays and Tuesdays were my better day. Yeah, so I'm just gonna really go for it again. I mean, I keep saying that, and it's like I'm getting very tired very easily these days. But if I can keep going and just do as much as I can, like list, I want to top like £4,000 for the month. If I can put on gross, like July was 3,800. If I can hit £4,000 like gross sales for the month, I'd be so happy. I really would. That'll be amazing if I can hit that. Yeah, but we can dream, and we've just got to work on our TikTok. Anyhow, thanks for stopping by and listening to me blabber on about my sales. How was yours? Trust me, this really does help. If you haven't done it, it does help. How was yours? Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.